professors, Professor Y Srinivasulu. So he is a professor in the School of Management, Pondicherry University, a central university. I'm going to deliver a lecture on group research and interdisciplinary research. And before going to the hand it over to them, I'll just introduction about him. So he's a sir from the International Business School of Management, Pondicherry University, and he published various journals and Scopus indexed journals, and guided 6 PhD scholars and pursuing 4 more. He conducted so many seminars, and 3 times got from the Pondicherry. This is a small thing, small introduction about the our speaker today. So, with this brief introduction, I'm going to hand it over to the Sir Y Srinivasulu, sir. Sir, please take the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Whether we are going to be the best or the worst, the audience has to decide. Okay.
No, sir.
Of course, I assure you, I'm not going to waste your time. At least if I may not value, I'm not going to waste time. At the outset, I wish to say congratulate and the Professor K.R.S. Samaswara for keeping the Mizoram University 24/7. And I would like to my heartfelt thanks to my teacher, my well-wisher, my always treats friend. I only won't exceed that line of teacher. So everything, Professor NVR Jyoti, the caretaker, Sir Vitendru sir, and the introducer, me, Krishna. And above all, my dear participants, I won't say you are all my participants. You are all my colleagues because of the age side, you may be that side. So down the line, I was okay. That is why we are all colleagues, right, my dear colleagues. So I would like to thank you all for going to bear me for hour in this early morning. I will try to not waste you. So today, it is a mix of economics, commerce, and I'm not going to take up the subject related because you are good in subject because you are all youngsters when compared to us. Always in academics, youngsters will be the sharpest. That I believe. So that I am taking up a general topic which will be maybe useful to one and all. Okay. So it is in general and what is happening because as I belongs to internal, my focus will also be what is happening. Okay. So with that small so let me allow to share my screen with you. By that we can have a discussion. Rather than I would like to interact with because this mainly I am accepted this session to learn more from you. Of course, whatever is I will share with you, but I want to listen to you and I want to take something new thoughts from you also. Okay, so that whenever necessary, you can stop me, ask your doubts. Let me screen with you. Yeah, hopefully the screen is visible to you all. Is the screen visible? Ramakrishna sir?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. The screen is clear. No problem.
Make it slideshow, sir.
Make it slideshow. Okay, okay. I'll do it.
Otherwise, continue like this.
One second. Just this is some software that used to be there. Yeah, is it okay, sir? No?
Yes, sir. It is okay,
Oh.
sir.
Oh, fine. So today, just I'm going to share my thoughts with you on this team research and interdisciplinary research for research publications. So actually, whatever Ramakrishna sir said about the topic is right. Initially, I thought of discussing about group research and interdisciplinary research only, like a layman. Okay, but because people are there from commerce and management also, there is clear academically there is clear difference between a team and group. So that is why by putting the name of group and discussing about the team factors and all those things, it may not be appropriate. That's why I thought let me change the the heading of the topic also into team research and interdisciplinary research. But here, just for this study, I'm not saying that the team and group are synonyms. For this particular study, I am going to make use of the word group and team as synonyms. Okay, so let us try to get into the theme. Right. Let us start with hopefully with the questions, because when we have right questions, we'll be going with the next answers. So how many of you, definitely some of you may be part of your research team, and some of you might be doing cross-disciplinary or interdisciplinary research. But there you may find there may be some problems with regard to authorship issues, particularly when you are working in a team for publications and all. Why? Because whose name should come first, whose name should come second, and whose name at the last, all these things will be there. And while we are doing interdisciplinary or collaborative research, some people may not be happy because in collaborative research and all, so give and take policy should be there. So that is why, that may be the reason why some of us may not be happy. Okay, so let us try to discuss why it is all happening to us. Is there anything wrong with us, or is there anything wrong with the system? Okay, all those things from our viewpoint, let us try to from it is all our perceptions that we are going to have a discussion. So what were our perceptions on research for publications? Okay. If we see what are all our perceptions in the research publications, that traditionally the history of research recognizes the role of individual genius. Individual genius. Say, and this tradition, why? Because the initial contributions by the solo authors or individual authors like Newton, Einstein, and even later also Heisenberg of uncertainty principle, Euclidean for geometry theory, Nash equilibrium, and Kantian ethics theory. So these all the individual contributions are solo authors' contributions. And the role of this individual contributions also strengthened or because traditionally, when we look back into the award of Nobel Prize, for many of the years it was given to individuals, solo authors. Now only in the recent past only it is given to more than one person in one particular field. So the myth of the lone researcher is the people image about research. Maybe it may be in natural science or social sciences. It is long for the long time. Traditionally, it is in favor of the lone researcher, and they are in favor of these solo authors to create the knowledge in any field, whether physical sciences and the social sciences. But this is an era of collaborations. This is an era of collaborations. Traditionally, if we say independent work, now interdependent work, traditionally number of publications, how many number matters. Now contributions, that means their quantity matters, here quality matters. So traditionally, if you are the PI or principal investigator, you feel like the total entire thing is with you and all. Now contributions to multi-investigator work, because in interdisciplinary and research and all, though principal investigator may belongs to one particular discipline and contributions may be more from other discipline also. So traditionally first author papers. So how many papers are there for you as first author? But now throughout the world, how you are part and parcel of a team in creation of knowledge or in solving a critical work. Traditionally, peer-reviewed funding only there now, but leadership in teams, membership in teams. So that is getting more and more importance. So that is why several universities have changed their promotion standards to accommodate content recognizing and what about it is, say definitely, and of course I am not blaming anyone, they're all my dear colleagues. So people are attending refresher courses means maybe it may be linked to the promotions. So traditionally what happened means while considering your biodata or your contributions for promotions, definitely as far as publications are concerned, for how many papers you are the first author, then only you will be given that 60% credit or so. If you are the sole author, 100% marks comes to you. So like that, our system was designed based on the earlier experiences. But now, remember, my dear friends, throughout the world, it is changing. And of course, our UGC has to consider it, and hopefully it will be considered rather than quantity, the quality may be considered soon. Okay. And we face the past where we know collaboration is critical, but we reward individual efforts so far in our country. Okay, we are not criticizing for that. There are reasons for that also. That also we will go through. So why our perceptions are like this? Why we are giving more and more importance to the individual authors or solo authors or individual contributions like that? My dear friends, any one of us, our research, basically, we are starting the research work means our first target will be preparation of dissertation. That is that a thesis, PhD thesis will be our first target. Generally, in general, whether either you are doing MPhil or PhD, your target will be, when I prepare that book, thesis or dissertation. So in that in the process of preparation of this dissertation or thesis, whatever we call, whatever nomenclature we give, there the contributions of many people will be there. Many people will contribute it. So for example, we cannot deny the contribution of the statistician. So though we go through the research methodology and all, Along with our guide, we will also consult the statistician if we want to apply the updated econometrics. Okay, or the inferential, for at least for inferential statistics, so we will consult the statisticians. Okay, their contribution also more. And apart from that, the contributions of even the respondents is also there. But what will happen at the end of the day, some universities allow at least to put their guide name on the top, and some universities won't allow that also. Okay, only our name will be there. So first research, doing collecting data, doing analysis and coming out with a report, there we will see only our name basically. Even if guide name is there, we feel a little bit pride for that, and of course there is nothing wrong. So as we started our research work at that particular with that particular process, so because of this, what will happen, we all think that there should be only one, there should be only one, only others should be acknowledged in the acknowledgement, their names should not comes to the forefront like that. Our perceptions will be, we framed that mindset, because that at the early stages we so because of that, it will be rewarded for our individual contribution. Okay. If you see the nature, we are all programmed for teamwork. We are all programmed for the teamwork. You see the nature. Say because human beings are also social animals. We are all habituated, or we are all programmed. In computer terminology, we are all programmed to go for teamwork, and teams to survive better than individuals in the nature also. In the nature, okay, you can see different types of animals, small creatures, and all these things survive better. Right? So please remember this: this nature, and nature. What nature lessons? What lessons we can learn from nature? This is all we are going to find out at a later stage. So observation is not, and why it is both mean. It is a science because there are certain rules and regulations or principles to be followed, and it is an art. Outcome differs from person to person, and it has to be practiced. So it can be learned and it must be practiced. It is a science, so it can be learned, and it is an art, so it must be practiced. Otherwise, you will be missing the end result. So teams are made of people. They can be only as good as their constituents. Okay. So nothing, no team can be better than all the team members. So teams are intrinsically dysfunctional. So things that make teams succeed or threaten them too. That means whatever things are there that we consider as positive, sometimes in the teams that may become negative also. Suppose you are good in data collection, then what will happen? At every work you have to collect the data. Major work, physical work, major work you have to do. Okay. Later on, if you are good in analysis, that is your positive thing, and that is your strength. Because of that thing, you have to do, try to find out ways and means to get the things with the utmost comfort and easiness. Okay. Teams are a lot of fun and contribute to personal and professional growth, no doubt about it. So, but bigger teams are not always better, right? So these are the questions with regard to team research. and this is supported by the evolutionary theory of creativity. So variation means different kinds of knowledge should be there in order to create new knowledge, and selection. So we must have the ability to filter, to take the required thing and to take out the unnecessary thing. And retention. So retention is that original flavor, or that original thinking, or the application, how it should be, in what way it was contributed. So that retention should be there. So then only variation, selection, and retention together will create the new. It leads to creativity, or it will give new creations. And why this teamwork means, if you examine the data over a period of say 40, 50 years, nowadays the single authors, no doubt single authors are giving citations, because we have the practice of recognizing or acknowledging the quality of research, or the credibility of research, or the newness of the research with the help of citations. Okay. So H index, S index, different types of indexes we will be considering. So if you examine, if we examine over a period of time, the citations, what team research papers are getting is more than what single author contributions are receiving. Okay. So here different research, it was indicated in the diagram. And of course, we need not worry about so the detailed statistics and all. And of course, that is also there. And because of this, throughout the world, what is happening? Multi-university research teams are getting developed. They are shifting to impact, geography, and stratification. So towards this multi-university teams also, not only from the same university, but from also. This computer is present. Structure is the fastest growing type of author structure, and it is producing highest impact papers when particularly you are having tie-up with renowned top universities, because of that the initial throughness will be there for your publications and all, and increasingly stratified by university ranks, because nowadays there are several agencies which are providing ranking to the world universities and countrywide universities also. So the multi-university research teams also in a big way when is happening throughout the world. So if you see the trends, there is growing appreciation for the advantages of experimentation in the social science, which involves researchers in the process. Why? Because the reason why these social sciences are growing, leading towards experimentation means the policy relevant claims. So basically, these social sciences, whether economics, this commerce or management, these are all our contributions should lead to formation of the policies. This policy relevant claims, earlier the policies used to be just based on theories. Suppose you are coming out with what we call the monetary policy, means it is based on a monetary theory of which is there very much prevalent in economics. Just based on theory, we used to frame the policies earlier. But now what is happening? Even in social sciences, see, sciences, natural sciences and all, since from day one, it is all based on experimentation. But because now slowly I am coming to our area, because we are all belongs to social sciences. Nowadays, why this trend of this teams and all these things means, because now see, basically our contributions will be considered as well recognized when they are being useful in formulation of the policy. So this policy Earlier, they used to depend upon pure theories. I am not saying that theories are completely overruled. By considering aspects also, now we are going for experimentation. Because of this trend, the need for team members rather than one individual is growing up. So as we are all, necessity is the mother of innovation. That is what happening. Then these multiple authors are increasingly dominating solo authors in the production of knowledge, because always any one of us, because we will also be there in that all of us. Okay, so that is why in that team or group is stronger than an individual, and that is why they are creating good, they are producing good knowledge and contributing to the literacy, to the existing literacy. Okay, research is increasingly done in teams across nearly anywhere throughout the world. See, these teams or groups typically produce more frequently cited research than individuals, because already we have seen in the last few just 3-4 slides back, we have seen the citation index, the citation for team research papers or the multiple author research papers is becoming more. Right. Teams now also produce the exceptionally high impact research, even where that a distinction was once upon a time for the solo authors. When you go to Einstein, Hensberg, and all those things in management, Hensberg, and so at that time it was only solo authors. But now the trend is towards slowly towards changing towards the group or multiple authors. So if you continue looking into the trends, of course, see whatever I am saying, my dear friends, these are not my contributions. Just I have taken from different sources, and I acknowledged the source also immediately after that statement or sentence. I acknowledged it appropriately where from I have taken. Okay, so several studies have explored that, and this Zuckerman and others, they did some research work. So they have taken the research done in 50 years, and they have taken more number of research papers also, 50 years and nearly 20 million publications they have analyzed. So in this process, all people were involved, and from this commerce management economics side, Kellogg School of Management is involved. Kellogg School of Management is involved, because this outcome is also basically, it is out of different multi-institutional research. So they analyzed, they have taken 50 years research papers, not in one area, all the research papers, including languages, my dear friends. So they have taken and analyzed from in order to analyze the papers related to this commerce, management, and economics. This is Kellogg School of Management, which is one of the renowned B schools, was involved in this research process. And this study reveals that teamwork is not only increasing, and it is also dominating across science and engineering, social sciences, arts and humanities, and even in getting patents also, except in language related things. Everywhere this teamwork is dominating the individual or solo authorship. So furthermore, team-based publications were found to be having higher impact, as we are keep on looking. So if you go through the details, they have given us the result also. In case of sciences, the authorship in 1955 and all, it was on an average per paper 1.9 authors, and by the year 2000 it became 3.5, almost doubled. 1.9 double means 3.8, almost in over a period of 45 to 50 years it become doubled. Okay, if we come to social sciences, if we consider the data from 1955 to 2000, in 1955, only 17.5% of their papers are multiple author papers. But by the year 2000, it was observed that 51.5% of the papers are team papers. Okay. So every year by year, the team contributions, even in social sciences also, it is going on increasing. So the relevant reference also given below. And so the same thing with the data, it is supported. So how it is happening, N fields in science and engineering, team size increasing, and all this data also represented. Same thing diagrammatically represented, how it is happening from 1955 to 2000, how it happened. This was taken. And the trends are keep on continuing towards the research. This is team research. Okay. But there is a dilemma. Always, is it good for going for teamwork? Definitely. Maybe, may not be. Because there are two sides of the coin. Okay. This teamwork, all that we discussed is only one side of the coin. So there is a dilemma. A shift towards teams also raises new questions of teams to produce better science or not. Whether really is contributing or not. Because arguments are there, research results are there, both towards the team in support of the team research and against the team research also it is there. Some contributions are there. Okay. So, but the trends in this social sciences also keep on changing, because even policy documents and all these things are getting prepared based on experimentation. Experimentation in social science means our laboratory is the society. As we belongs to social sciences, our laboratory is not in between four walls. Our laboratory is the society. We need to observe what is happening in the society, what society needs. So that is our laboratory, and therefrom we are defining our, at where we are doing our experimentation, and we are defining this policy framework. So in order to overcome this, so as I told you, we are traditionally programmed to do research work. Let us try to have, or let us try to capture something from the nature, what is happening from the nature, and what other animals or small creatures they want to tell us from the nature, that we will try to examine. So now I will take you a simple story which we are all familiar with right from the age of 5 years or 6 years. But we are most of us are aware of only one episode. There are 4 episodes. So let us try to look into that, and let us try to have some conclusions out of that. So now we are going to the lessons for research and publications, and of course you are all aware. You can read. So these are the good old lessons we want to learn from this tortoise and hare story. So we are all aware about the tortoise and hare. So they met together and they challenged it together, and hare claims that I am the fastest runner. Tortoise didn't accept it. So a race has taken place. Okay, let us have a race. And they have gone for a race. And the hare, it ran like anything because it is capable of running. But before reaching the target or the goal, it looked back, and the tortoise is far away. And then the hare thought that let me have a nap. And the hare sat under the tree and fell asleep. And meantime, what happened? The tortoise pedaled, and it reached the goal. So there is no dispute. It become undisputed champion. The tortoise become undisputed champion in that race. So the hare woke up after some time and realized that he lost the race. Okay. So the moral of the story, this story is slow and steady wins the race. This is all this is the version of the story we have grown up, and we are all aware of this version. Okay. But here it didn't stop here, and there are another 3 episodes also which has taken place in the nature. Okay. Then the hare was disappointed at losing the race. See, if the hair is not competent or if it don't have the capacity to win, then it won't bother even if it lost the race. But remember, it has all the capacity. It has all the capacities, but because of overconfidence and carelessness and because of this lacks, it lost the race. So it realized and that soul searching has taken place. And why I lost the race? Why I lost the race? And because of that, again the hare challenged the tortoise to go for another race. Because tortoise is already proven talent is there. Whether it is slow or fast, it doesn't matter. Already tortoise won the race. So that is why the tortoise accepted the second race. Okay. Then what happened this time? The hare didn't relax under the tree, and the hare is able to won the race and become the winner. Okay, no doubt about it, right? So what is the moral we can understand from this second episode is fast and consistent will always beat and slow. We are not saying that slow and steady is not going to win the race. Definitely it will win the race. Okay, but fast and consistent. You should be fast and at the same time you must be consistent. You should not be like doing for some time very fast and after that relaxing. Fast and consistency, it will always beat the slow and steady. If you have two people for this purpose, when you implement in the organization, whether it is commerce or economics or management, if you have two people in your organization, one is slow, methodical and reliable, and the other one is fast but still reliable at what he or she does, the fast and reliable champion will consistently climb the organization ladder faster than the slow and methodical champ. So because so no doubt you are not doing anything wrong, but you are slow. But your colleague is fast, but at the same time consistent, reliable also. Okay, so that is why naturally they will climb the organizational ladder faster than the other person. Okay. So it is good to be slow and steady, but it is better to be fast and reliable. Slow and steady is good, but what is better is to be fast and reliable. Okay, but the story didn't end here also, because first time winner is tortoise, second time winner is the hare. And if we see otherwise, the first time loser is the hare, second time loser is the tortoise. Because tortoise enjoyed already first time tortoise enjoyed that winning joy, so it don't want to forego it. Then what happened? The third episode has taken place. Now it is the tortoise turn to think differently and how to win the race. So the tortoise did something this time and realized that there is no way he can beat the hare in a race the way it was currently formatted. So the tortoise want to change the format of the race. Format of the race means that goal, right? That reaching point that the tortoise want to change. It made it in his mind. The tortoise, his mind or her mind. The tortoise made it in its mind. Okay. So he thought for a while and formulated the strategy. And then the tortoise again challenged the hare. Okay. Shall we have another race? But there is something, the format is, a different format is there in the mind of the tortoise. Because hare is not, it is quite natural. Hare is having the capacity to run fast. So it accepted. So in that way, the third race started. But my dear friends, it is not the format. That means the goal is not the same, or the way is not the same what it was for the first and the second episodes. So this time the goal is something different. Okay. So on the other side of the, see that which is indicated with light blue is river. Okay. So it is on the other side of the river. That means on the way there is a river to be crossed. Okay. They started, and here as it is, by remembering what happened in the first time when it relaxed, by remembering the hare without stopping anywhere, it ran fast. But It ran fast till to the bank of a river. But the goal is other side. The goal is other side. The finishing line is other side. So meanwhile, what happened? So the hare cannot cross the river. The hare cannot cross the river by its own. Okay, without any support or without the help of anything else, right? But meanwhile, what happened? By pedaling, though it is slow, tortoise came, and as you are aware, tortoise is able to cross the river, and it crossed the river and it reached the winning point. So what is the moral of the story is, okay, so it doesn't matter whether it is slow and steady or fast and consistent. That two were over in the first two episodes. But in the present day, in the competitive era, in the era of competition, in the era of globalization, liberalization, privatization, and of course, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, first you should identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. Okay. So how it is applicable in research also, we'll discuss. We'll discuss that also, don't worry. Okay, but first let us try to grab something what is given by the nature and the creatures of the nature. Okay, so first identify your core competency and then change the playing field. How the tortoise did for the third race field to suit your core competency. Okay. So in an organization, if you are a good speaker, make sure you will create an opportunity to give presentations. You are a good speaker, so make presentation to enable the management to notice you. So by that, you will be representing your organization at different forums. That is elevation, okay? And if your strength is analysis, make sure you do some sort of research. You will prepare a report, and that report document, it will reach the higher authorities. By that, you will be recognized. So working to your strength will not only get you noticed, but will also create opportunities for growth and advancement. Okay. So no more, even in public sector also, gone are the days exclusively just by, as the time passes, we will climb the ladder. No, it is not like that. There are so many benchmarks are there for even to climb the ladder, even in public sector also. So definitely one has to work and they have to show their result. So one must work to our strengths, and will not, then only will get noticed, and then only will get an opportunity for the individual growth and advancement of our career. Okay, but with this third episode also, my dear friends, this story was not ended. So another fourth episode is also there. So the hare and tortoise, by this time, it become friends because 3 races they did together. Of course, that that competition is there for the race only, but remaining time, they become pretty good friends. And they want to do the same race, what they did in the third episode, but they want to do it in a different way. They started the race. From the starting point, hare carried the tortoise. Hare carried the tortoise on the land. Okay. And hare ran very fast up to the river bank. And while crossing the river, what happened? Tortoise carried the hare and it reached the other side of the river. And immediately, just the tortoise role is to making the hare cross the river. But immediately after crossing the river, again, hare carried the tortoise, and together they reached the destination. So who won the race? Who lost the race? It is not win-lose or lose-win. It is, my dear friends, win-win. Hare won the race and tortoise also won the race. So the moral of the story is, it is good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies. But unless you are able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you will always perform below par, because there will be always situations at which you will do poorly and someone else do well. Like how it happened. Here, no doubt, here is a very good runner. But what happened? It is unable to cross the river. So you may be very good in so many areas, but remember, remember, sometimes the situation may be against to you, at where you may not be able to perform better, and others may be able to perform better than us. Okay. So collaborative or teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, because many of you are in economics, commerce, and management are there. So collaborative or teamwork, collaborative work or teamwork is about, it is just about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take the leadership. So who is good in that particular situation, so let them take the leadership. Okay. So here in our case, let them take the pride of first author. Okay. But in these 4 episodes, though it is a small story we are going through, or we have considered from the nature, there are so many lessons, my dear friends, that we should learn. So note that neither hare nor the tortoise gave up after failures, because in the first episode, hare failed. In the second episode, tortoise failed. But even then, they came for third race and fourth race also. So note that neither hare nor tortoise gave up after failures. That means the hare decided to work harder and put in more efforts after his failure in the first episode. The tortoise changed his strategy because he has already working hard. More than that, he cannot run fast. So he changed the format of the race and able to back the winning or victory in the third race. So in life also, when faced with failure, sometimes it is appropriate to work hard. We have to put more efforts than what we are putting at present. Sometimes it is appropriate to change the strategy, that level playing field we should change and try something different. And sometimes it is appropriate to do both. We have to change the line of work and we have to put more in efforts also. Okay. So the hare and the tortoise also learned another vital lesson. When we stop competing against a rival, we should not feel that one is rival to other, and instead start competing against the situation. We perform better. We perform better. So remember this statement. This is very much applicable in research also. This is very much applicable in research also. So I will tell you also. So you may be good in collection of data, and another person may be good in analysis. Another gentleman or woman may be good in interpretation. So you are good in each one of you are good in your fields. But unless all the 3 combines, the output will not come. The output will not come. Okay, that you remember. So sometimes we may be able to do 90% of the work very effectively. Not even 90%. Just I have taken 90. You can take 99 also. Sometimes we may be able to do 99% of the work very effectively. Another person has to help us with the remaining 1% to make it 100. So 99 never become 100 unless that 1% is added. So the dilemma is, how can we give equal credit to the other one who contributes 10% in this example? And even in life, sometimes even 1% contribution may be there. But that 1%, for that 1% also, we should give credit to that 1% also. Not only that 1% credit, sometimes the author may be the first author also. So always justifying the contribution by volume. By volume, it is not the solution for our individual growth. So we should consider the value of that 1%. Okay. So unless that 1 is added, it will not become 100. It will be always 99. So rather than volume, try to consider the contribution by the value addition, and by that you will have a different mindset to come out with team research and interdisciplinary research. So to sum up the story, the hare and tortoise teaches us many things. Never give up when faced with failure. Fast and consistent will always beat slow and steady. Work to your competencies. Compete against the situation, not against an individual. Don't consider any individual as your rival. Pooling resources and working as team will always beat individual performers. So what we can do is, So let us go and overcome the crisis in research publications with the team research and collaborative research for having more and more research publications. So this is the answer for our dilemma, whether we should go for the teamwork or collaborative work and all. So now let us continue the dilemma with the help of scientific evidence. So what is happening throughout the world? So with the help of statistical data also, we can examine whether it is good to go for teamwork, and after that interdisciplinary research also will examine. So F. Scott and Fitzgerald concisely observed that when he stated grand ideas was never born in a conference. So this is the, see, so far before the story, we are supporting the team research work, but there are contributions towards against the teamwork also. So this F. Scott Fitzgerald, he observed that through research only, he observed that grand ideas was this was ever born in a conference. Okay, that means it doesn't mean the teamwork will not work. It will work. So unlike the other areas of research, single authors still contributes 90% of the papers in arts and humanities. Of course, in management, commerce, these areas, the relaxation came. It is reaching towards teamwork. Okay, so this arts and humanities, why it was so means the languages were included in humanities. So because of that impact, so still it is solo authors are dominating. So is it always, if we continue the same discussion, teams are always brought together to achieve some better results. At where individuals could not achieve by their own, the teams are able to come out with a solution. Teamwork and collaboration are vital for any researcher to come out with publications and to write for publications. That means to come out with the publications. So although conventions and styles vary between different disciplines, that means traditionally also in sciences, more than one person contributions are there, because tradition right from day one in natural sciences and all, the experimentation was there. So that is why right from day one they are all habituated to go for the rather than solo research, they are habituated to go for group research or team research. So if you continue the same discussion, so throughout the world, if you observe, what is happening means globally the universities are developing research centers. So earlier only the individual the departmental research used to be there, but now of course some people may say that sir, because of it is NBA, NAC accreditation, and so they are setting up this research centers. But actually the idea of setting up a research center at university level is to promote the interdisciplinary research, to promote the team research and all. Because in the global aspects, and now slowly last 1 decade if we see, and of course nowadays because of this COVID, the allocations itself came down, but the allocation of the research organizations, it is towards team research and interdisciplinary research, because they found that this interdisciplinary research is more giving more solutions to the social problems. Okay, so that is why this interdisciplinary research, the funding is also increasing for IDEA, that is interdisciplinary research, and this interdisciplinary research also become a compulsory activity. That means teamwork normally what we will do is in the same discipline, maybe we may be confined into the same discipline, but interdisciplinary means teamwork is there, teamwork will be there. See, interdisciplinary means more than one person will be there. People, researchers from more than one discipline will be there. So definitely teamwork exists. So, but it is expanding from one discipline to many disciplines. Okay, so that is why after teamwork, slowly we are moving towards interdisciplinary. So why teamwork for publication means teamwork is defined as a cooperative process, and which will allow ordinary people to allow extraordinary result. So though we may consider ourselves as ordinary people, this teamwork, when at least when we work in teams for publication, it will make us extraordinary people. The ordinary people will become extraordinary people. So we are not going to do any miracles. So our contribution may be 90%, other contribution may be 10%, but when it is becoming 100, it is coming to the publication. So at least even if you are the 90% contributor, maybe the second author, but our name is also there, and that gives us slowly, that gives us motivation, and that increases or enhances our morale. And by that, what will happen? Slowly, if you are able to learn that analysis part also, you can have complete credit, or you can combine with someone else who are able to contribute 50-50. Okay, so by that equal credit can be shared. Right. So teams and teamwork help to promote deep learning, and this deep learning is occurring through interaction, problem solving, dialogue, cooperation, and collaboration. So this is what happening throughout the world, and this learning and going with this embedded in social experience with team environment is it is getting enhanced, and so this integral to the learning process is identification of information, and which can add value to the business, and which can add new knowledge with a company's accumulated knowledge. So because our research should not be just should not be research for the purpose of research. So particularly from this social sciences, when we are involving these social sciences, it must be useful to the society. To the society means how how any innovation or contribution will reach the society. Anything will reach the society through business only. Through business. See how this 2G to 3G technology, 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G, how this 4G or 3G reached the people. It is through business only. It is through that service sector. It reached through telecommunication services. It will reach the society. That is to the public. So anything, whatever we are doing research, that must be useful to the society, means that must be useful in that must give some direction to the towards the policy formulation, or towards the business organizations to make changes in their policies. So in that way, this team research or interdisciplinary research is finding solution or answers to so many questions, or it is able to find out how to overcome, find out the ways and means for so many problems. So the learning should be effective. Teamwork is essential for the successful delivery of research results in the form of publications. So here, I want to sum up for teamwork. So now let us see what is happening in the interdisciplinary and in the teamwork also. In the teamwork also, there are some problems. Remember, some problems we didn't touch it. Okay. So how to go with teamwork means, if you go with the teamwork, commitment to goals, everybody should possess these things: interdependence, interpersonal skills, open communication and positive feedback, composition of the team, commitment to the process. When we practice these 6 characteristics, each team member remembers and recognizes the importance of these 6 characteristics. So it is very easy to go for the teamwork. But there are problems in research, team research also. So this is also identified. This is identified not now. It is identified in 1973 itself. In 1973 itself, it was identified. On 20th December 1973, Wall Street Journal. Okay, you may be aware, like our the Indian Express, Hindu, like that. The Wall Street Journal is there. In Wall Street Journal, SIRE, this is academic conflict and SIRE. This is known as academic conflict and SIRE law. So there, the SIRE says that academic politics is the most weakest and bitter form of politics because the stakes are so low. So he recognized the problems with teamwork and the politics in between the academicians, these things, and he came out with the publication. Okay, so he proposed the SIRE's law. So in any dispute, the intensity of feeling is inversely proportional to the value of the issue at stake. So the lesser the number, inversely proportionate. The lesser the number, the more the impact. Because in academics and all, in academic politics and all, say if you see the department politics, the department politics will be so bigger. Why? Because in the department maximum less than 10 members will be there. If you take up the university level politics, there when compared with the department politics, university politics impact will be little bit less. Why? Because altogether, all departments put together will be say some 200 plus, 300 plus like that. So that is why as per Cyrus law, so it is inversely proportionate. The intensity in any dispute, the intensity of feeling is in feeling how bad or how good it is inversely proportional to the value of issues at stake. So that means the more the number of issues, that means more the number of the people involved, the lesser the feeling. The lesser the number of people involved, the more the feeling bad or the more intensity of politics will be there. My dear friends, these are not my words. I have given the evidence for that. Okay. So by way of corollary, so that is why academic politics are so bitter. Okay. It is the contribution by Wallace Stanley Cyrus, 1905 to 1972. He is a US political scientist and a professor at Columbia University. Okay. He is like us also. He is like us. That is why rather than before contributing the society, he tried to contribute our own teaching community. Okay, so it is there. This law is there. So that is why the lesser the number, the more the impact of politics. Okay. So this authorship conflicts will be there. So how to avoid this authorship? Who should be the first author? Who should be the second author? Why should I give first authorship to you and all these things? So remember the hare and tortoise, what they did at the fourth step. Okay. So up to 3 steps, win, lose, win is there. But in the fourth step, win is there. How much contributed here? 99% contributed. What is tortoise contribution? 1%. But both hare and tortoise both are claiming that it is win-win race. So this authorship conflicts best avoided by being proactive. Decide authorship early on the project before coming out with itself. Negotiate, but be aware of multiple perspectives. Remember, work proposition shift during project. There are more projects with the same team. Next time, you may be given chance for first authorship. Clear communication on this issue is key. Fair communication, open communication, transparent communication, and flexible systems will help to come out with this author conflicts. So position, addition, and deletion, all this will be common there. So disagreements are natural, part of collaboration. And we must try to navigate out these disputes and differences by keeping the general interest in our mind. So upward management for seniors, downward management for juniors. This we will also be there. Seniors will try to have that first place. Juniors will try to have the next place like that. So this will also be there, though the contribution of juniors may be much more in some situations. So it will be best addressed by early. Don't let the sun set on disputes. So once sunset will take place, you cannot do anything. You have to do anything while the sun is in the rise. Okay. So don't let the sun set on disputes, but don't speak when emotionally charged. Right. See, when really the real contributor, the volume contributor, bigger volume contributor is that emotionally this thing, and don't try to misguide him or don't try to speak negative towards those people, because it always hurts the people. Okay, so best addressed face to face, no emails, neutral venue, best if possible. Prepare for this difficult conversation. Everybody must be ready. And finally, ombudsperson for a last resort, because it is not advisable to bring another person, third party, to say for a settlement of anything in between two parties. Okay, so misattribution biases in authorship conflicts are there. So because of this egocentric, self-serving bias will be there, as we have seen by the Cyrus law, the conflicts will be more in academics. Okay, that politics, the severity will be more. You see, my dear friends, it need not be visible to the outside. Even if it is visible or invisible also, it will be there. Okay, so availability of heuristic, So it is not easy to take into consideration other perspectives into one's own estimation metric, but we should consider it is an essential. So you do most of the work, senior author want credit in publications, in press, in national committees. So you have to wait for your turn because you will also become senior one day or the other. Who will lead the follow-up work after initial home run? Who will be the PA in next project? So by discussing these things also, some of the things can be subsided. So co-investigator starts leaving because always if you are keeping one person just as co-investigator, though their contribution is much, they will start leaving or they won't share their ideas or data with you. Your collaborator promises but does not deliver the funds or anything else. Okay, so that is why we must try to overcome this. What are all the secrets for winning teams is mission, clarity, and faith. One should have good faith on the others. Okay, and rather than faith, we can say each one should trust others. Okay, shared mental model, goal clarity should be there, approximate mix of skill sets and so different skill sets should be combined appropriately, and role clarity should be there. Over and above all, good communication should be there, and cohesion and knowledge sharing should be there. Process clarity. We should keep in mind the funding, institutional support, because sometimes we may have a very big collaborator who is having high name and fame in the society or in our knowledge domain. So unless you have collaboration with them, the funding agencies may not come forward. Okay, so that also you should keep in mind. Okay, so now we are moving towards interdisciplinary research. Okay, so the interdisciplinary research, just let us have a look towards this. So what is this interdisciplinary? Means research, teaching, or problem solving that integrates several disciplines to create a unified outcome. So this is what we mean by interdisciplinary. This is defined by James Collins. Okay, and what is the difference between multi-disciplinary and interdisciplinary means? Okay, multidisciplinary, they will work on a common problem, no doubt about it, but they will think from only one disciplinary point of view. Here, what will happen in interdisciplinary, what will happen? Different disciplinary people will interact and they will give way for a new discipline. That is what interdiscipline. Okay, not see, by mixing, we will come out with a new thing. By mixing the knowledge of different disciplines, we will come out with a new way of doing that particular thing. So that only it comes under interdisciplinary. Otherwise, it is just multidisciplinary. So today, what is required is interdisciplinary. Okay. So according to Wikipedia, what is this interdisciplinary means? Interdisciplinary is a type of academic collaboration which specialists which specialists drawn from two or more academic disciplines work together in pursuit of common goals. So here also the difference is given. In multidisciplinary, what will happen? Researchers from two or more disciplines work together on a common problem, but without altering disciplinary approaches or developing a common conceptual framework. So they won't alter their disciplinary view. But in interdisciplinary research, what will happen? Interdisciplinary occurs when researchers from two or more disciplines put their approaches and modify to suit the existing situation. They will modify the approach and they will come out with a new approach. It is neither disciplinary A approach or discipline B approach or discipline C approach. They will come out with a new approach which is more user friendly and which will help us to overcome the problem in hand. Okay, so interdisciplinary programs arise from a conviction to the traditional disciplines are unwilling to address an important problem. An example I have taken. Suppose we are all belongs to social sciences. So in social sciences, a social scientist is also equally interested about the technology. We are all interested about the technology. But what is happening? Our institution may not be the The programs may not be there towards that. So as a result, what will happen? Though we are social scientists, we want to interact with the technology. We want to take the help of technology. We want to go for advanced studies. Okay, that is why what we will do is the social scientist joining with a technology scientist to come out with a better program, or these people, sociology people, philosophy people, history people, anthropology people, or even women's studies, these people taking the help of technology, joining the technology courses also and combining them. So it will become the interdisciplinary. It will become interdisciplinary. And of course, I am not discussing about the new education policy, but this is there in the new education policy. That is why the student is given an option. Even they can draw some of the credits from even that from dance and drama, music, psychology, from different fields they can draw. Even from social science students can also draw some credits from pure sciences. So in that way, in this so just by keeping that, just I'm explaining. So when there is no, that traditionally we don't have the scope to join this say what is programming languages and all these things, then this social sciences people can also join the computer science, and in order to have better outlook and better understanding about our own subject to grow further, because the world is keep moving, and today you have to run fast to stay at the same place. If you are the second best in your institution, if you are just relaxing, the third best will become second best by pushing you down to the third position, and the next year you will be pushed down to the fourth place, and after that you will be pushed even to the 10th place also. So today you have to run fast to stay at the same place by remembering that, and to update ourselves. This is what required, interdisciplinary. So when normally why this interdisciplinary is getting promoted means traditionally some sources don't have the scope to go for more advancement. And see, many of the people, if you think, say, suppose if you take history, the people used to say, history is history, boss. Why are you other? History is history only. So that means they says that there is no further scope in that. Then when there is no further scope, why people should study it? So definitely, if you draw from the management side, particularly from marketing, always there will be potential product. Always there will be potential product. So today what you consider potential means always the future one. Always there is a future. As long as this earth exists, always there will be potential for further development in any field. It need not be in natural sciences. It is in social sciences also. There is very good scope is there for further development. Okay, so that is why this interdisciplinary things are coming in a big way. So interdisciplinary studies as defined by the Julie Thompson and William Neal. Interdisciplinary studies may be defined as a problem, answering a question, solving a problem, addressing the problem that is too broad or complex, which is not possible with the help of single discipline, and drawing perspectives from different disciplines and integrating them, and to come out with a solution to a problem, or for betterment of the existing work, or complementary to the correct existing disciplines also. That is what is known as interdisciplinary studies as per Julie Thompson and William Newell. And when you come to our thing, interdisciplinary research process, the National Academy of Sciences defined interdisciplinary research is a mode of research by teams or individuals that integrates information. That means from each discipline also again team may be there. Teams joining together in another team, or individuals joining as a team, individuals from different disciplines joining in a interdisciplinary team. Remember, my dear friends, already teams exist in one discipline. These different teams can join as an interdisciplinary team, and that is the reason why you remember this teamwork and all. This is a choice. So better not to be too big. When it is too big, So everybody's responsibility become nobody's responsibility. So in order to avoid that statement was erected in that slide, my dear friends. Okay. So interdisciplinary is a mode of research by teams or individuals that integrates information, data, techniques, tools, perspectives, concepts, and whatnot, everything in order to understand, fundamentally understanding and solving the problems, and in order to do the existing thing in a better way. That is what is known as interdisciplinary research, and integral synthesis of ideas and methods is known as interdisciplinary research. So what is the interdisciplinary research process means? So there are 10 steps. First step is define the problem or state the focus of question. Justify using an interdisciplinary approach. So justify yourself, there is need for interdisciplinary. Identify relevant disciplines. Conduct literature search from different disciplines. Analyze the problem and evaluate each insight into it. Identify conflicts between insights of different sources. Create or discover common solution. Integrate insights. Produce an interdisciplinary knowledge, and by that you can overcome the problem in hand with the help of this interdisciplinary research. Okay. So IDR is one of the most productive and inspiring of human pursuit, one that provides a format for conversation and connections that lead to new knowledge. And as a mode of discovery in education also, this should be promoted a lot, because new discoveries are there, new technologies are coming, more inspiring young minds are there. Young minds doesn't mean only it is age. So it all your perception and your mindset. So always, of course, naturally to greater extent, because of age also, that young sharpness will be there. Young sharpness will be there. Okay. So that will be there, and understanding our place and limitations in this. Okay, in this interdisciplinary research also, that is also more important. And interdisciplinary thinking is rapidly becoming an integral feature of research as a result of 4 powerful drivers, because there are 4 drivers which will take you forward. So why this interdisciplinary research is going in a big way means the inherent complexity of nature and society, the societal problems day after the other, it is becoming complex in nature. And the desire to explore problems and questions are not confined to one discipline. And there is a need to solve the societal problems on everybody. It is not only on natural sciences. The responsibility is there on the social sciences also. And in order to make use of the power of new technologies, this interdisciplinary research, it should go in a big way. So despite the apparent benefits of interdisciplinary research, so the researchers interested in pursuing it is often facing daunting obstacles. There are some disadvantages or some problems are there even in this interdisciplinary research also. But if we clearly understand this idea, it will give us the way to overcome these problems also. So personal barriers to idea, 2 types are there. One is epistemic, that is a way of knowing how you are knowing. Okay. So like example, mass versus music. Okay. So mass with the help of principles, theorems and all. Music with the help of nodes and all these things. So for each discipline, the way of knowing will be different. That is what is known as epistemic problem. And another second one is a social problem, that is way of working. So way of knowing the knowledge and way of working with it, it differs from one discipline to other discipline. That is why dispute will take place while you are carrying out interdisciplinary research. So that you must be aware. So one is epistemic way. That means for each discipline, for each knowledge area, the way of knowing that particular discipline, and the social one, that is the way of working with that knowledge, it differs from one discipline to another discipline. So that is why you must be cautious about it. And if you are able to understand the differences between different disciplines, both in epidemic and social ways. So there will be a way to overcome the problems in this interdisciplinary research. So what are all required for successful interdisciplinary research means broad ranging curiosity should be there. So the researcher from one discipline should have the curiosity to understand and to know and to work with the other discipline also. So that open-mindedness should be there, risk-taking should be there, humility should be accepting, willingness to work hard to learn with the new things, it should be there to continue with the interdisciplinary researchers. So research and some faculty members, what are all the recommendations means? Research and faculty members desiring to work in interdisciplinary research in education and training programs, they must immerse themselves in the languages, cultures, and the knowledge of their collaborative researchers and the research disciplines in interdisciplinary research. So whether it is fact or fiction means, so it is only fact, the tendency is towards the interdisciplinary research, and that too teamwork only it is happening. So but definitely it will take time, even sometimes it may take years also with this interdisciplinary research. So interdisciplinary research is the order of the day, and we should always be looking for leaders who can foster interdisciplinary connections and the advancement of scientific enterprise. Okay, so finally we reached the last interesting slide, that is thank you slide. So now another 10 minutes it is open for you, and of course I don't have any problem even if you exceed also, but by keeping other sessions in mind as per the within the time schedule given to me, another 10 minutes is there. Now the session is open for you, my dear young minds, my dear colleagues. Now I invite your thoughts. So what is my perception, my understanding out of different taken from different domains I presented for you, and what are all the things that any difficulties, practical difficulties, because as I told, I started with now social sciences discipline also going with experimentation. Unless it is useful to the stakeholders, it is of no value. So all value driven society is there. So now it is open to you, my dear friends.
Thank you, sir. It was a very good and very interesting discussion on a very important topic of research publication. As we used to call publish or perish in our system. Unless we publish, we will be not recognized, we'll be waiting to be forwarded. So it was a very, very interesting talk and very relevant. And very interestingly, you have presented the things like a statement between your presentation was to stay in our own position, we need to run very fast. So yes, really in this system, unless we run very fast, we cannot stay in our place. And a very good story you have told about hair and tortoise. Since our childhood, we are listening this, but you have shown us 4 different dimensions. And finally, if we collaborate together, we will certainly win. Both of us will win. Instead of competition, if we collaborate. So that is the main thought. I should say that was the main idea of the whole presentation, that we should collaborate and do better than doing it single-handedly. On that line, actually, sir, we received one question from Dr. P. Senthil Kumar. And he wants to know that what are the reasons not for group research being done in arts compared to sciences. If we see researches in sciences, there are many researches. I have seen many where even 7, 8 people are collaborating for writing 10-page, 15-page research paper. But in social sciences, hardly 2 are there, and even then, that is also not very common. If you go in arts, humanities, even lesser number is there. So his observation is on that, and he's asking what may be the reasons, likely reasons for that. Sir.
Yeah. So the reason first, I will come from 1, 2, 3. First thing is, right from day one, the outcome of the natural sciences is based on experimentation. So when experimentation is there, naturally, they need more and more human resources. So right from day one, they are habituated to go with more than one person. right? So that was the reason why in the observation also I have given the statistics from 1955 to 2000. When you consider in natural sciences, it became double. 1.9 was there in 1955 per paper, which become 3.5 in 2000. Then the second one, the social sciences, why it is slowly becoming, or that trend is coming towards social sciences means, as I already explained, once upon a time, this say monetary policy, the industrial policy, while formulating the policies, they used to take only that theories which are very much prevalent in economics, which already we have gone through, the monetary theory, okay, the employment theory, like that they used to take into account, and only on that they used to go for that. But nowadays, what is happening, along with those theorems, what was proposed in that theorems, along with that, the experimentation here, we are experimenting in the society. So what experimentation we are taking is, here what is good to the society, what is expected to the society, and don't say whether it is good or bad. Nowadays, why? Because politicians are going towards giving freebies, which is against, as per the economics theory, we should create employment. We should not give, so like how what the Chinese proverb says, don't give a fish, but make them learn how to catch a fish. But our some of our politicians are practicing only the first half, giving the fish and always making them dependent on us. And of course, this is not the platform to discuss that political things. Okay, but in social sciences also, slowly, at least some progressive governments, what is happening is, throughout the world, I am not talking about our own country, throughout the world, what is happening, because of this progressive thinking, the policy formulation also in social sciences taking place based on the experimentation. Experimentation is by the observations from the society, by understanding the needs, requirements of the society, it is happening. So that is why slowly it increased from 17.5% to say 55%. And then coming to the last one, arts, humanities. Here, because of the in this arts also, so the people that might is there, one might is there. So, boss, history is there, history is history only. What is there to do with that? Okay, so like that it is there. And mainly because of the influence of languages. So in languages and all, what will happen, that anybody, my dear colleagues, so that mindset, okay, I know in this particular area, I am very good in this particular area. And see, here they are not trying to combine different approaches. Say, suppose if we take English poetry and all, Shakespeare will have one style and another poet will have another style. So now they are not trying to combine, they are going in only one particular path only. They are not trying to combine and to come out with a very good path. So that is what is not and what not taking place in a bigger way. Already in advanced institutions are and all, that is also happening. So the thing is, all contributions are individually good, but how to make them further better by combining the researchers, because that is so. Because of that, as per my perception, so that may be true or false. Okay, so as per my perception and as per with my little knowledge, that is what I can reply to that, my dear colleague question.
Thank you, sir. We are getting many appreciations from the participants. Actually, sir, participants are not having access to audio, so they cannot speak. So they are putting their appreciation in the chat box. So many thanks are coming. Actually, it is showering in this chat box. So thanks for a very nice presentation. And as Dr. Gurram initially told to us that Professor Srinivasulu sir is having long experience of teaching, more than 28 years. And he has been given 3 times award of best teacher. And these things are reflected in your presentation, sir. Thanks for sparing your time for us and sharing a very good thing with us. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thanks.
Thank you, my dear participants, for sharing for spending your valuable time with me, for sharing my thoughts. Thank you, one and all.
Sir, as soon as I was telling this, one more question came, and as our next resource person has not yet, okay, he's already joined, sir.
Okay.
So anyway, in short, you may answer, sir. This question is from Mukhopadhyay, Dr. Mukhopadhyay. That, sir, can you give some idea how to apply for research projects, or maybe the steps involved in the process? Research projects.
Research projects. Okay.
Yes, how to apply?
So nowadays, as I told you, the preference is given for team research and interdisciplinary research, and that too when you are concentrating on this societal problems, not like that traditionally beaten out topics. If you are able to have a proposal, prepare a proposal, which is say suppose nowadays even how to overcome this cyber crimes, cyber security. It is not away from us. It is one of our field, say banking and all, banking frauds and all. So in that way, if you are able to come out with your proposal, the agencies also are ready to fund you. Okay. But in general, what happened is because of this COVID effect on the economy, the funding little bit slowly came down, and don't get demotivated. And it is expected that from this year onwards, again, it will be reinstated to the old level. Okay. So you take up any problem, whether you are from science or social science, you take up any problem which will address the societal needs.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your response. And sir, our next resource person has also joined. He is Professor Goswami from Dibrugarh University. If you want, if you are free, you may continue joining this session.
I have another engagement from 11:45.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
I'll stop here. And once again, thank you, my dear participants, for sparing your valuable time for listening to me.
Sir, then stop this sharing so that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Professor Goswami, sir. Professor Goswami, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. I am Bhartendu Singh from Department of Commerce.